Hey everybody, this is Tom Cherryholmes with the FujiNet project, and now that the functionality for the SAM Speech Synthesizer is relatively complete, I wanted to do a video showing how to use it. What's very unique about this particular speech synthesizer is not only that it's built into FujiNet itself, but that it is accessed just like an ordinary printer from the Atari side. And because the speech synthesizer is actually running on the FujiNet itself, it is not subject to the same constraints as it is running on the Atari side. Namely, the screen does not blank. Using it is simple enough. All we have to do is open a channel to it, just like we would any other printer. And by default, what actually happens is whenever SAM first starts up, it is in what's called reciter mode, which works as like text-to-speech. So we can send text to it, and it will gladly take and utter out what we speak to it in plain English. But this isn't perfect, as you can see right there. So what we actually need to be able to do is to be able to tell SAM that we want finer control over how we want the speech to work. And for that, we'll actually introduce the first command here, which is to go into Phoneme Mode. If we hit Control P anywhere inside the print stream, SAM will automatically switch into Phoneme Mode. And at this particular point, we can start to use the Phoneme Alphabet, which is actually linked in the comments for this document here. So you can see the wiki page showing you the Phoneme Alphabet and a whole bunch of example words on how to do this. But let's take the FujiNet example that we did above here. That may look very strange, but in phonetic mode, SAM knows exactly how to pronounce that. And because we're in phonetic mode, we can do all sorts of things to that to add additional emphasis. And so on. And in fact, you get a great deal of flexibility just literally taking and working through how to take and do all of these different parameters. And we'll actually take an example here from the manual showing how different emphasis using different numbers on the different syllables will allow you to convey different emotional or subtext context. So let's see. Believe it or not, that says, why should I walk to the store? In this case, we want to emphasize that we want a reason to do it. Why should I walk to the store?
Why should I walk to the store?
Maybe I want to instead say I'm reluctant to go. So we change the inflection ever so slightly. We bring up the inflection here in the first section. We take and bring it back down and mute it here in this other syllable here.
Why should I walk to the store?
Or maybe we want to walk somewhere else, so we really take and emphasize out the last word. And you'll notice here too, especially, I've taken out the emphasis on should and put a lot more emphasis here on store. In fact, I'm stretching out store, which you'll see right here.
Why should I walk to the store?
I mean, even with this, you can see that there is a lot of flexibility that can be pulled here. Now for the next bit, we're actually going to take and introduce a few more commands. We can set speed, for example. If you hit Control S in the speech stream, it will take in the print stream, it will take and set the speed for future utterances. Normally, this value sits at about 72, but we can speed it up. If we take and speed it up, let's see, for example, sorry, I'm trying to pull this from my notes here. Let's say we want to talk very fast. We'll redo this particular utterance right here. You can see much faster. Maybe we want to take and slow it down a lot. So 200.
Why should I want to let go?
And funny enough, we seem to have hit a bug there with a bit of a bit too long of a buffer there, so it went kabooshed, but that's fine. So it restarted here, so we'll basically pick right back up where we left off. We'll go ahead and put ourselves back into phoneme mode.
Why should I want to let go?
And we will alter some more parameters. Maybe we want to take and alter the pitch. Make it real high pitched. For that, we use Control I and follow that up with a number anywhere from 0 to 256. Impractical values are anything below 20, so you can say high, something like 40. Maybe we want to do this.
Why should I want to let go?
Boom. So on. In addition, we can actually also, unlike Sam, we can actually completely redo. Let's put him back to normal here. We can actually alter not only the speed and the pitch like we could in the original Sam, but we can actually alter the mouth and the throat values. Now the mouth values actually alter sibilance and plosive values. So if we take, for example, and set a whole set of values to make him sound really stuffy. Let's set a speed of about 82, a pitch of about 72, a throat value, Control T, of about say 110, and a mouth value of about 105. You can see that we've specified all these commands at once. The system will gladly parse them and deal with them. And we can type out another bit here. We'll just do FujiNet. And you can see literally the characteristics, the fundamental characteristics of the voice can also even be changed beyond the pitch and the speed. We can of course set those back to normal. 72, 64, or 128 and 128. Or we can, of course, send what's called a Control R, which resets everything back to the default values for us automatically. So, I mean, this is really kind of, in a nutshell, just the essence of what you can do now that the speech, now that SAM has been completely fleshed out. So please, show me what you guys can do. Have some fun with this. Yeah. So, until next time, guys. Have fun.